Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayco Eagle HT travel trailer 280 RSOK. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of the camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things taken into consideration when parking. On our campsite, you want to leave plenty of room for your little slide as well as your big old awning. On your off campsite, besides your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to be just in front of that slide, or in front of your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and your water and docking station is going to be all the way up here at the front. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, we'll unhook your hitch by using your landing legs. Right here on your off campsite, you will simply extend to raise these landing legs. Get your hitch up, pull your vehicle away. Well, of course, when you arrive, you'll drop these. They are on a little spring-loaded clip here. You'll drop those down. Once them are down, go ahead and extend to raise this up and get your hitch up out of the way. Once your hitch is up out of the way, I do recommend on a unit this long, find the center of your unit with your slide closed here, put a level on there, and have someone watch that while you're bringing these landing legs up until your unit's level. Once your unit is level, you're going to go ahead and drop these stabilizing jacks back here in the rear. Over on your campsite will be the power. I guess it's an off campsite, excuse me. Come up front here in your front docking station, in front of your docking station, and put front extend. That is also your power stabilizing or landing legs here. And the bottom ones you put extend, and that's going to run down your actual stabilizing jacks back there. See one leg come down. I'm going to recommend jack pads for those. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. As soon as you feel that's going to start to lift the unit, you can actually see it. As soon as you feel it's going to start to lift the unit, stop. Our unit's already level. We just want to stabilize it. So once we got our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Your power cord, big long 50 amp cord, plugs in here on the side. Pistol grip. Plugs in about 11 o'clock, turn it to noon, and put on your washer. Now, 50 amp service, should you need to plug into a 30 amp somewhere, and your convenience pack is a 50 to 30 amp reducer, and then a 30 to 15 amp reducer should you need to plug into a 110 somewhere. Got your power hooked up, let's hook up your water. Made it real simple with two knobs, Jayco did. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure 40 to 50 psi, protecting lines in the unit. Always use this when putting fluid in your unit because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Let's come up here to our little chart and our little knobs. Dry camping, winterizing, city water. At campsites, you hook up at city water. Blue to the right, green to the left. Just like we got it there. City water connection. Water pressure regulator. Put that on there. hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. We got one more step. On your off campsite here is your hot water heater, just in front of your slide. This will come right off here. All we're doing at this point, make sure our drain plug's back in there. Throw some plumber's tape around there, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Get that rod in there nice and snug. That's an 1.125" socket. Once that's in there nice and tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now once that hose has been on for a few minutes, go ahead inside, open up your slides. I need you to get in there and open up your slides so that you can get to all of your water lines. Get into your water lines, open them all up, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, get all the air out of the lines. Once you got all the air out of the lines, shut them off. Then your hot water heater should be full about that time. Then you can turn that on from indoors. Now let's say your hot water heater isn't working. Come out here and check to see if these bubbles are pressed out. If they are, simply press them back in. You see it says right there, press to reset. So all you gotta do for city, let's say we're gonna go dry camping or boondocking somewhere. Filling up our freshwater tank. In that case, we're going to do a two-step process. We are going to start with tank fill. Green to the right, blue down. Hook up at the same spot as city water connection. Plug up your hot water heater. Now when we fill this, we're going to go inside and we're going to watch our freshwater tank. On the panel where we check our black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Don't leave this unattended. Have someone watch that while you're filling it up. Once it is full, remove your hose. Put your cap back on. Now we're going to switch from tank fill to dry camp. Turn our green down, our blue to the right. Now when we want to utilize that water out of that fresh water, we can turn on our water pump. You can turn it on here or indoors. Recommended wherever you turn it on, you shut it off at the same spot. Usually turn it on out here when you're winterizing, and you're bypassing your hot water heater, and that's normal, but you'll bypass your hot water heater. You'll turn this to winterize. You'll put your hose in here, which is in your bag on the inside. Put that in your antifreeze and turn on your water pump. Your hot water heater is bypassed there, so you're good with that. All right, we're all set up to camp. We got power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here in the docking station. Got prep for solar here. You can plug in a solar panel up here and that'll trickle charge your batteries. This hot and cold shower has this quick connect spray port that'll connect onto there. Below that, again, your hot water heater bypass. Here's where you turn on your water pump. This is your tank flush. That'll come important later when we dump our black and gray tanks. Cable and satellite hookups. Again, all your connections for your water. This side is where you sanitize, winterize, fresh water and city water. There's your handles for dumping our tanks, and here's where you'll run your hoses up and through so you can close this panel. Again, inside here, stabilizing jacks. These lights can be set to on or set to motion. The other spot you can do your stabilizing jacks. Underneath here we got a low point drain. Right up underneath here we have our hot and cold low points. Underneath here is our freshwater low point, a single one. We also have a spot to store our sewage hose, and that's where we'll dump our black tank. Again, our power, hot water heater. Let's say flue for your furnace. Two things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. And down our slide side. Turn around back. Get a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple of times a year. Check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You also prep for a backup camera device you can purchase at one piece sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, another one attaches to this that gives you a backup camera for the unit. Accessory hitch. Then down here is those stabilizing jacks. If you have a J port, I'll show you that's up front. Just a big metal bar that slides in here. that you can set your griddle on. It's underneath your bed inside. You can set your griddle on that. And you have a quick connect LP right there for that. You also have your outdoor entertainment center here with a fridge, some lighting, area to hook up a TV, cable to 110 there, USB port with, or not, excuse me, 110 with GFCI reset. There's our USB ports, and some lighting here. Nice drawer with a cutting board. These are access panels to your fridge. Those are for your techs. That is a vent for your microwave. Make sure you open that when you arrive at campsites. These are templates for Solera slide toppers. Leave those on there in case you or possibly a future owner ever wants to get slide toppers on there. That's all set up for the techs there. You have a porch light. It'll light up underneath your steps. A couple of outdoor speakers. There's a spare tire manual crank hole to get that spare tire down. Right there's your hand crank for that. There is a J-port metal piece to slide. That stores right in here and holds nicely. And your long hose for the quick connect LP. This is a battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. That blue spray port hose will also quick connect over on this side if you want to spray anything on this side of the unit off. Check your batteries now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. Your propane does come with a cover and is on a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty-loosey to open. I recommend go one tank at a time, especially if you're out camping and it's not too cold at night. If you got to get up at night and switch them over, that's fine. Better than not knowing where you're at when you have it in the middle. It's my preference. Do have a couple of accent lights up here, docking lights, which brings us right around to our off campsite again. About covers everything out here. Let's take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up inside the unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Also, immediately as they're coming in, can't help but notice on the floor down here is the breaker box and fuses. Got a handful of 15s, a couple 25s, and a couple 30s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Coming up the wall, see a couple of these throughout the unit. That is a temperature reader, helps the thermostat to work better. Now up top, our BM Pro control panel. Simply touch that. I'm going to close my door so we can see what we're doing a little better. That brings up our home screen. So home will give you your HVAC, which is all your climate, your lights, your motors, your tanks, and your energy, or you can go through them individually over here on the left. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start at the top, which is going to show us our tanks. The water drop is going to show where you can turn on your water pump, turn on your water heater if hooked to electric, your water heater if hooked to gas. It does make a difference. Down here is where you can check your tanks. Here's where you can watch your fresh water being filled up. Next is going to be motors. You can scroll through and do our 2 slides, our awnings, our rear jacks, and our landing legs. We can raise all of them from in here or lower them. Going back up on our awning, I'm going to show you on that awning. I'm going to touch extend here to bring that out. You only want to bring that out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see your bar. Now that will continue, if I were to hold that button down, it will continue to run itself out and start to run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Just make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. You do not have to run it all the way out. It is fine at any point to stop. Just try not to go out beyond that a point. Run that back in. Of course, you see the bright LED awning lights. close the door. Slam locks work best when gently slammed. So going back up top again, our slides, we utilize those when closing the unit up. Next is going to be climate. Looks like a thermostat here. Let's turn on our main AC. You hear that running? You can go through your mode here and change it to heat, to cool, auto. Our second AC, turn that on. Can't you hear that running? Now these ACs also have a quick dump. Open that up, starts blasting out cold air. I've been told that when you arrive at campsites, open up those quick dumps. What it does is it allows the AC to start circulating its own cold air, make it even colder in here. So when you get done, you can close them up and it'll blast nice blasting cold air through your vents throughout the unit. We'll shut them off. There was a second AC. Shut the front one off. I'm going to change this. Got to turn it on to do it. I'm going to change this to heat. Let you hear the heat kick on. Oh, it's 71 in here. I'm going to have to turn that up to get that to come on. There we go. There's the main register for that. So we got the heat to come on. Shut the heat off. Generally, it takes a few minutes for the heat fan to cycle through before that shuts off compared to the AC. Alright, going into our next one, all of our lighting. Coolest thing about all this lighting is you see they all have a line. Watch as I draw this line down, you'll notice that all these lights are set on dimmers. Shut them off or brighten them back up. Everything, your awning light, dinette light, all of them are on dimmers. Really cool system. Scroll to get to all of them. Next, you can see your tire pressure, and below that, just show what kind of battery you're on. You're on a 13-volt battery. Go back to home, where again you can do a lot of this from this one spot. These lights down here, one is interior, except for accent lights. 2 is exterior. 3 will do both. WP, the other spot to turn on your water pump. Extend or retract anything in here. Let's start by going all the way to off. From off, I'm going to go to pair. Pair your device to the BM Pro app. J command BM Pro app. And you can do almost everything on here from your phone. Really cool to set outside and run your slides out while you're watching them, and turn your lights on if you're getting ready to come into the unit from outdoors, etc. Really cool to use from your phone. BM Pro app, very user friendly. So there's where we pair to that. Awning 1, jacks number 1, jacks 3, this one's the back, slides 1, slide 2, and then off. So this will run all those as well. Alright, continuing into the unit, got a big pantry area. Pantry here, says liquid chalkboard. Your dry marker here. Well, right on here, all of your shopping list. Got a bench here, but you also have 2 folding chairs that match these that can sit here instead of your bench. Lighting USB ports. These are nice to keep on here for travel. If you want to remove them, simply lift up the front of your chair and store them, or board games under there. Store some board games underneath here with your extension on your table. We got parachute pull recliners. Sit in your recliner, reach in here and pull out a parachute pull, and that'll recline your legs out. Use your own legs to push them back. Spot for your remote. Cup holders. Lighting and USB ports everywhere throughout this unit. 110 and USB ports. I'll show you quickly how to turn your sofa into a bed. Find it best to stand in the middle. Gives you good leverage. Remove your Velcro cushions. Lift up in the middle. Hold your legs out. Pull this up and toward you. Not heavy at all. Put your back down. And just that quickly, you got another sleeping quarters. Most important part when putting it away, have to lift the back up first. Otherwise you're really going to bend and damage your sofa. Again, lift this up. Fold these in, down. Just that quickly, you are back to a sofa. Turn our Insignia TV on here. It's a Fire TV edition. Have to go into home and go through here and run digital channel scan to go through the whole thing. Below that, JBL sound system. Really nice sound system. AM, FM, Bluetooth, indoors, outdoors. A lot of presets. Here's our modes, opticals. You can play auxiliary in, Bluetooth, an ARC, and then back to FM. Fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing is the heat. Arrive at the campsite, just chilly in the morning or evening. Instead of using your gas, keep your heater off, crank this electric heater up. This will get it toasty in here in no time. I feel the heat coming off here already. Seriously, this gets it nice and warm. Save your gas if you're at a campsite. Dramatic fridge controls are up top here. You're going to turn that on. I'm going to push this in. That's going to light up auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you automatically go to gas. See, showing you on electricity. Lift that up, you'll be on gas. If your gas is low, this will start lighting to check your gas. Over here, 1 through 5, 5 being the coldest. Up here, self-explanatory microwave. Your glass top on your oven here folds back, makes a nice backsplash. Turn on your panel light. Turn this to light. Hit your spark. When your gas is turned on, that'll light up here. Same thing on all three of these, as well as your oven. No need for a pilot light anymore. Hit that to light. Hit your spark down there. Once it's lit, turn it to the desired temperature. Pilot light rocks down for an oven light. And you get yourself a nice drawer here. In your drawers here will be your tire pressure monitoring system from BM Pro, as well as an envelope full of paperwork for you. Last thing in the living room is your smoke alarm. Head on down the hallway. Coming into your bathroom, a couple things to talk about in here. You got lighting and a fan. Accent lighting there. Magnet to hold that. Your glass doors, you want to make sure when you are traveling, you have these snap open. A little plumbing to maintain. Keep an eye on your plumbing. You are bouncing a house down the road. It's almost all PEX nowadays, easy to maintain. In your bedroom, again, as I said, you do have the griddle and extra chairs down here for your dining room. One touch lighting up above the beds. Prep for a TV here. Got a backer, cables in 110, and you are also prepped for a washer and dryer in here, in case that's ever a plan for the future. Alright, that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and get ready to leave. Close the unit up. Another temperature reader back here in the bedroom. Again, just to help the thermostat to be more efficient. Walk through, make sure I shut off the bedroom lights. All vents are closed. shower doors snapped open. I'm going to turn to my control panel and touch the number 1 till I see my ceiling lights go off. When they're off, I see that all the rest of the lights are all accent lighting. I can walk through and shut off. As I do, I'm going to say doors and drawers. Go through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. I mean, even this little bit, you don't want that. Get everything tucked away nice and tight. Strap down your chairs. Travel, same thing on your bench. Everything's closed, especially this pantry door. We don't need that hitting that. Come back, touch number 1 to light it back up in here. I'm going to start, we'll do it from the control panel first. Let's go to motors. Slide out number 1, retract. It's going to be my off cap side. And as I bring this in, when you hear that little noise, that is just the slide mechanism saying I'm in all the way. Some people think it's something grinding. Not the case. So I can just slide number 2 from here, but I'm going to go ahead and come down here and bring it in from here. We are looking for S2. Now we're just going to hit retract. See the importance of having these drawers closed. They utilize every inch on these things. Alright, once that's in, I'm going to bring up my rear stabilizing jacks from in here. And you'll be able to hear them. There we go. Touch number 1, all my lights are off. I'm going to look outside. If I see any lights on like I do, I'm going to touch number 2 and shut off all the exterior lights. On these steps, the biggest thing is bring them down or up to have this door open all the way. Otherwise, this piece here is going to catch on that door. We don't want that. These are spring assisted. They come up rather easy. In fact, they're almost floating. I got to hold them down. This is where you can adjust your legs. Push up on that, move the leg to where you want it. Let's just fold up in here. Before you leave the campsite, I say that in case you're going to go aside and watch the levels of your tanks as you're dumping. Lock and deadbolt your door, lift, and turn this handle for travel. That's how we want that to go out of here. Or to go out of the campsite with that door closed like that. Alright, if we are out boondocking, as I said, we're going to bring up those rear stabilizing jacks. We're going to get up underneath here and dump our freshwater drain. Hook up our hitch by coming up here, inside or here. Extend to bring that front tongue up. Get your hitch up underneath there, bring it back down, lift up your landing legs. Once you're hooked on. And head on to the next dump station or on home. If we are at a campsite, we're going to unhook our water, our cable, our power, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be about 5-6 feet in front of your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Going to arrive there, and we're going to open up that handle on the right. It's going to be a black handle. It's going to open up the valves. Then we're going to come up here and pull on this black handle. That's going to be our black tank. And once it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside, look at the levels of the black tank. If it's empty, come back out here, leave this handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, hook it up here, and let that run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. Again, emphasizing with your handle open. Don't close your handle and try to fill it and wash it out. Leave the handle open, let it spray it out. When it's done, remove that hose, Make sure all the washout you just put in there has drained. Then close this black handle. Pull your first gray handle. Make sure that was done. Then pull your second gray handle. Usually while my gray tanks are dumping, I like to get up and dump my freshwater tanks. When them are all done, if we're done camping for the season, we want to empty our hot water heater. We're going to go in here and carefully lift up on this pressure release valve, dump the hot water out of there. When that's done, you can remove this drain plug. Again, more hot water coming out, so be careful. Don't want to leave that water in there, get stagnant, and can get to smelling like eggs. You don't want that after too many times out and about. This closes a little easier with 2 hands, but there we go. When that last gray is done, we are going to close that gray handle, grab that sewage hose, and sanitarily and conveniently store it right inside this container here and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Eagle for many years to come. Happy camping.